Biograft is a robot mass-produced by BlackRock. The robot is created by the fighter who everyone despises, Subspace. Biograft is a melee fighter that specializes in pressuring targets and chasing them down. Biograft plays like a class counter, dealing high damage while being very weak when it comes to its defense. Biograft's overall ability to pressure enemies down can be really good against lone targets who are alone. Although you will need to deal with his weak health pool, I will try my best to explain everything needed to know with different parts. The ability stuff, priority stuff, and the fighting stuff. Why am I teaching you how to play Biograft? I just made a video and I...
Don't disrupt the students while class is in session.
Firstly, your primary or dual swing. Using it will make you blink slightly to the direction you're moving, so you can use it out of combat to get to your enemies faster, and in combat to make yourself harder to hit. Swinging will make your primary attacks faster, but will increase your heat meter. Reaching full heat meter will release an explosion around you and disables dual swing for half a second. So make sure you don't reach full heat meter, or you will damage yourself. Your secondary or storm, fire a X-shaped projectile, and when the center is hit, create slashes in the area. In my personal experience, I would prefer to use it kind of like a trap, since it lingers for a while. Enemies can sometimes step on it and take damage. Your next ability, Echo Execution, fires a beam, and if it hits, marks the enemy, and pressing the ability again will automatically dash to the enemy. If the enemy is below 25% and below 10 shields, execute them. You can use this to close the distance against fighters who need range to fire. The percentage depends on the fighter, but I will display every fighter's execution threshold. And then we have another ability, Blink. You blink forward and damage anyone in your path. Hitting anyone with a blink will reset the cooldown, allowing you to hit enemies again. It can be used up to 3 times before going to its normal cooldown. Use this to make yourself harder to hit against fighters, and also to chain it to reach certain fighters. Finally, your finisher, Overdrive. Heat will no longer be gained during the finisher. Your attack speed will be increased to its maximum as well as your attack damage by 50%. But you will slowly take damage over time. Killing enemies during your finisher will give 15 shield, allowing you to keep your finisher going. Pressing the finisher again will cancel overdrive and release an explosion around you, dealing more damage the less health you have. For the sake of everyone, please do not use the finisher in front of everyone, as you will most likely get hunted by the enemy team. You can solve this issue by going to cover, marking someone after the animation, or being in mid-air. Once you have learned to use the abilities pretty well, it's time to learn what fighters you should kill, as well as understanding your limits. You should find any targets that loan from their team. Mostly can be ranged fighters like Hyper Laser. It can also be healers since they can be behind their team. You should not fight the Katana since his health pool is too much to handle unless he is low health. You should also not fight Rocket since his AO can steer you off. Boombox can be difficult to fight because of his consistent knockback. Although Biograft might seem fast, Skateboard is actually faster. Although technically you can fight these fighters as normal, these fighters can take extra steps to take them down. It's okay to leave a fight when you need shield. It's okay to stop using your primary to prevent max heat. And it's okay to not take a fight at all. A good Biograft player knows what decisions to take, like what fights to take and what targets to target. Once you have a feel of knowing your limits, it's time to know how to fight your enemies. Your role is to confirm kills as well as pressuring your opponent. Use echo execution to get into fights as well as end them. Use your mobility the best you can to minimize incoming damage and maximize your damage in order to confirm kills better. Make sure you pressure them enough to make sure they don't generate shield. I really have nothing else to explain since Biograft has a high skill floor and takes a lot of practice to get better at it. If this whole video so far didn't convince you to play Biograft, well, here is a short montage. I hope you learned how to use Biograft more efficiently. So have fun.